Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Final Outpost. In this episode, my goal is to get to day 100. Just get to that day, and we'll call it a day. So, let's get into it. The first thing that I did was I figure out what I had done in the last video, because sometimes it's a while between recording, so I have to figure it out. I started running out of space in my base, so I started getting rid of the rubble in the center part on the right side of the base, kind of that off to the side. I made a couple of shovels and I assigned 4 diggers. With the skill points that I had accumulated, I decided to upgrade my people's running speed so that I don't get ganked by some zombies. One of the big things that I wanted to do in this video was upgrade the walls to the next level, so more stone storage will be needed for that. I got rid of some of the miners because I did not need the amount of stone that they were producing at this very moment, but we'll need them later. I upgraded the sniper tower so I could hold another, so it didn't screw me over later with having them on the wall. I also got rid of my blacksmith so I could build another sniper, because they use scrap. I made a new sniper so that I could have a maximum of 3, just in case. I started struggling with food, so I built a new farm in the lower part of the base. During this part, I started gathering up those white panels so I could upgrade the main base in the near future. The stone upgrades were the thing that I also focused on so that I could upgrade the walls, the stone storage upgrades. I upgraded more of my farms to not starve. Since the night of 65 was a blood moon, I put out my snipers on the walls. The night was a little frightening because I was still nervous about the snipers, but nothing happened. Reassigned my blacksmith because we used a lot of bullets during the blood moon. I made a rather big oopsie during this because I didn't reassign the workers, so the walls were a little weaker than they should have been. A little scary. To help not waste more bullets than I needed to, I upgraded the sniper's accuracy. I was producing too much wood, so I did blow some of it on ammo, storage, and better farms. To help take some of the pressure off of the knife fighters, I upgraded my knife damage. I reduced the amount of farmers that I had because I didn't need all the stuff they were producing. 69 started with me screaming "nice" for a while, and then remembering that I wasn't recording my microphone, and I felt really, really dumb. The main thing that I did in this day was I upgraded my main base so I could work on more stuff. During all of this, I have been upgrading my stone storage. I added another worker to the digging out process so I could actually use the space before I turned 90 years old. Due to it being a blood moon and me wanting to take no chances, I put the snipers back up on and more than the usual amount of knife fighters. New area opened up on the last hours of the 70th day, so I did put it in this section, not the 71st day. The first thing that I did was upgrade the wall on the new area because it was very easy to die this way this far into the game. Also, I made a few more knives for defense. During this day, I upgraded the new wall so that I could match with the rest of the walls so people with OCD don't get after me for it. I spent my skill points on reducing knife noises so that I could not have to put so much into the workers repairing the walls. I wanted to move all of my storage to the right side of the base so that people could get to their job blocks faster so they could produce more and more and more and more. Just realizing this must be what Jeff Bezos feels like. I started clearing another area because I really wanted to just complete the base and have all 4 areas. After upgrading my stone storage to about 2500, I could finally upgrade the wall right in front of my base to the next level so I won't die, or at least as easily. Like I said earlier, I wanted to move all of my storage to the right side, so now I'm starting to move my wood storages. On day 75, lightning struck the base. Now, in most cases, it would not make stuff catch fire, but this time a farm burnt down, but it did not spread, so we got lucky on that one. During this, I still had to fight off a blood moon. The next day, I upgraded the other central wall to match the first. I started putting more housing in before winter comes so I could survive better. All of this, I was just upgrading walls because the miners were producing a lot of stone. Hopefully, this will help for the winter. Then I upgraded my sniper's damage so I could survive better, you know. The main thing that happened on this day was that I increased the total population and upgraded the last wall. The main thing that I started to notice is that the leaves were starting to turn colors, which means that fall is coming, and after that, winter. I survived the blood moon, and that led us into 20 days until day 100. At this point, with nothing to spend stone on for the near future, I got rid of most of my miner, leaving a few just to help keep repair costs. I started making a stockpile of bows for the coming winter because agriculture decreases a lot. There was not much that happened today, but some people did come and join the Outpost, which is cool because it's very rare to happen this late in the game. At some point, I reduced the sniper's noise, but I can't find the footage for some odd reason. I started moving some of the housing on day 85 so that they were around the base so that people would get to their jobs faster. Increased the number of farmers so that I could build a big stockpile of grain so the outpost could get through the winter a little bit easier. Moving of the housing to the middle had been completed. You can see that my plan is to have the farms in the northwest, miners in the southwest, and storage all over the east. I'm also starting towards upgrading the base level. I started putting up hunters because agriculture just wasn't cutting it anymore with winter on its way. Next day, I added even more hunters to help up the roster, and I reduced the amount of diggers to help with food because, you know, they eat. I reduced the total amount of people awake today to reduce the amount of food that I needed, but I did put in a couple more farmers. On the 90th day, I demolished some stone storages and added more farms to the base, and I maxed out the amount of farmers that I could have. 90 was a blood moon, but with the amount of people I needed to field on the wall, the next morning started with a lot of people going hungry. And the strat is to move fighters off the central wall and onto the other main wall because they're not doing anything. With this challenge coming to a close, I made another sniper to help with the defense in the future. Nothing really important happened on day 92, but I wanted to mention it because it's kind of late in the game. Today, the lower right area opened up, which means that I can start moving more storages over to it. Also, I upgraded the new wall. I upgraded the inventory of my people. I upgraded the wall that was new. After day 95, Blood Moon, I was kind of low on storage, so stone reserves, so repairs were kind of hard. At this point in the recording, I'd been going for over about 3 hours, and I was just trying to get through the rest of the game and this playthrough without dying. I noticed that some of the trees were starting to get their leaves back, so I hoped summer would come before day 100. I deleted all of the stone storage in the northwest because the ones down at the bottom will pick up the slack now. Summer started on this day and I was very happy because this meant that I could get rid of most of my hunters due to the fact that agriculture would pick up the slack that it created. Day 99 was mostly me just trying to balance the amount of people that I would need to keep the food supply in check. Day 100. We did, yeah. Some people came from the forest, but I didn't have the housing for them, so they didn't get to come in, but I made more housing, just in case for later. Well, I did it. I survived 100 days in Final Outpost. I think for the next episode, we're going to start trying at some of those world records, like amount of people, and days survived, that kind of stuff. But with all of that said, I wanted to thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.